Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm sorry it took me a while to do this review. I know I did say I'd do it yesterday afternoon, but I had just recently flown back into Dubai, so at the time I was a little bit tired and I fell asleep, so I didn't get a chance to do this review. But I thought while I was on my walk with my dog, my famous walks, I thought I'd share with you all my thoughts on The Greatest Showman, because I know some of you were looking forward to this and I know some of you want to know what I thought. So I think the best way to start this review is, one of the great messages behind Greatest Showman is, I guess, it proves to viewers, it proves to even the actors in the movie that it doesn't sort of matter how you look. You can always find somewhere that will take you in, and this is one of the great things about this movie. All these characters that we meet throughout the movie are very different looking, and I guess over the years we've always sort of questioned why we've been so fascinated about circuses, why we like them so much. And I think the honest answer is, I think we all sort of grow up, well I know I did, with a message that, like, you know, we can't sort of don't stare at people. But with circuses, I think because, you know, actors and performers and even, you know, the clowns that come in look different to a normal viewer, I think we try not to look, but you kind of have to when you're at the circus. And I think that's one of the great elements of this movie as well, that a lot of the movie, people do stare at them in a way that isn't very nice, and that's never something that I want to encourage, and I don't think anybody else should as well. Just because you're different doesn't mean you're capable of not doing, it doesn't mean you're not capable of not doing anything. It means that you have potential and you do have hidden talents that need to be shown to the world. So this movie took about 7 years to make. It was one of those movies where they had to do a lot of intense rehearsing. They had to do workshops as well, because musicals in movies anyway are very unheard of. So it was very important to the people behind the production to, I guess, make sure they try and get it out if they can, but it wasn't going to. It took a long time for it to get greenlit, but I'm actually very glad that they actually did get to do it, because I think it's a movie with a great message and everybody needs to see it. You know, it teaches you great things. It's very entertaining. The music behind it, or I should say the soundtrack, is fantastic. I think for me, my favourite song is the anthem, This Is Me, but I think a lot of people like also Rewrite the Stars, which is, I guess, the modern version of Troy and Gabriella's version of Breaking Free. So it has a very great cast. We have Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron, Zendaya, just to name a few. And costumes also are very good, and just the production in general, it's very colourful and it's very hard, even if you do go and see it like myself, because Mum and I went to see it yesterday and we were very tired because we had just flown into Dubai. But it's a very hard movie not to fall asleep in, or it's a very hard movie where to sort of look away, because there's so many great distractions in it. There's so many loud noises, loud songs. It just keeps you sort of on edge in scenes as well, but it also carries out scenes that aren't too extended, which I like about musicals in film. It's good that they didn't drag a lot of these scenes out. We went from one scene to the other, which is why I like it. And I think it's safe to say, because this movie's doing very well in the box office at the moment, and I think it will continue. Even the soundtrack, I think, has gone to #1 on the Billboard charts. So that's a really great achievement for a movie and for a soundtrack that wasn't even going to be done. So good on everybody behind it. But yes, we really did enjoy it. I mean, my mum, even my mother, she was very hesitant to come. Like, the minute I said to her, would you like to come and see The Greatest Showman with you? Well, of course, she instantly said no, didn't she? And then when I said I booked my ticket, I think I actually wrote about it on my Facebook page. She then said to me, Paris, have you booked those tickets yet? And I had actually booked my ticket, but I was able to rebook for Mum as well, and I could get us a seat together, which was great because the seat wasn't taken yet anyway. But it has comedy, it has drama, it has songs that you find yourself bopping along to, even sort of mouthing or miming the words. I found myself doing that too. But go and see it, even if it's one of those movies, because I know musical movies aren't for everybody, but this is different. As I said earlier, great message behind it. It's all about acceptance, and I think we need to pay attention to that a lot more these days. So overall, I would give it, I reckon a 9. And I gave it that high rating is because I started out in musicals. My acting career was musicals for starters. Then I led on to doing plays, and then I became an extra, then I became a featured extra, then I became an actor and a public speaker. So I think when you grow up like me and you do drama all through school, you get involved with all the productions, whether it's in the production or behind the scenes. I know I did a bit of both at school, but I gave it that because it reminded me of just how much I do love musicals, and it reminded me of just how much people respect musicals and how they cheer about it. And they're going to make a play about this film. I mean, it's going to turn into a play in the next couple of years, I reckon. And if that chance comes around, should I get asked to audition, I might give it a shot. I'd love to be in something like that. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm sorry this review is late. Enjoy it if you go, and just go in there open-minded. There are a lot of bad reviews. Don't listen to them. Go and see it for yourself, and you can make your own judgments. Bye.